Uh, Shall we start? So I'm going to talk to you. My name is Himanshu Matalia. I'm from Bangalore, and I'm going to talk to you about some tips and tricks about how to make an effective presentation. I wish I had any financial disclosure here, but unfortunately, no, I don't have any financial disclosure. When we talk about making an effective presentation, the presentation starts much before that. It starts with conceptualizing presentation. They say that if you know your why, you know your way, and that holds true for your presentation also. You should know why are you making this presentation. Now, it's simple logic. Now, if you're fighting an election, if you're going somewhere, giving your first presentation in your institute, you're talking to your colleagues and want to impress them, well, you want to show your most complex case, your best data there, research, something. The level has to be absolutely above the average level. Your goal is to impress them. It's not to educate them. If you want to share your knowledge, may it be in a conference, may it be in your colleagues, peers, something, you may want to be at the same level as that, and you want to share your data, you want to share your technique, and it should be something which is intermediate level, your level. If you are doing it to educate somebody, well, it has to be basic level, and you cannot talk there something which is absolutely high-fi. The next part is the research part. Well, whatever you want to do, make sure there are no factual errors in your presentation, and it has to be, you have to do enough hard work to do research. Now, the research is, it can be from reading articles, reading books, whatever that, it actually includes looking at the previous presentation, and not only that, it includes looking at previous journal or previous conference table, also a program. One such program you take and you have your topic ready. I mean, it's just a topic of collagen cross-linking, and you can make your presentation like this thing. So sometimes you do get an idea from the previously whatever is available. Make sure you want to impress your potential audience. You should know about your audience. You are invited to your son's primary school, you can't talk about ophthalmology there. Do you think they will be impressed? Of course not. So same way, if you are invited to some place, you should be talking to something which connects to them. Good speakers are not most knowledgeable people. Good speakers talk same language, what everybody understands. You can't talk in Icelandic when you visit India and talking to somebody in India. So have the same language, have same thought process, and have the same wavelength as your crowd, and change your presentation accordingly. Time management is a very important part of any presentation. Please remember, for any presentation, less is more. Do not try to put entire subject there. You do not need to teach entire subject in that 8 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever you have been given. Steal time. Do not waste time in thank you and I'm pleased to be invited here. You are here because you deserve it, and just move on from that. Calculate per slide time, so you know that you are overshooting or where you are spending more time. Then comes structuring the presentation, or when you are making the presentation. There are different ways of making the presentation. One traditional way, conventional way, what we do is where you have something where you have the introduction part of the subject, then you have your technique or the body of the subject, then you can have the literature review discussion, and finally take home message. Remember, whichever part is your strength, elaborate on that. If you do not have enough data, you may elaborate on introduction part more. You have enough data, do not talk much about introduction. So based on whatever you have, you can possibly alter your thing. Use enough amount of your flow charts and diagrams, which everybody remembers. However, personally, I like this way, which is called PBL, or problem-based learning, where what you do is you present a case and then talk something relevant to that case, which is about that particular subject. Something like, you may present a case of improper sizing of an ICL, and then just talk about sizing of the ICL and just move on. So you don't need to start with the history of ICL and material and all those things. You still actually connect it to the subject. And finally, you give the take-home message, and that's done. Be innovative in whenever you are making presentation. Use enough templates, animations, videos, morphing, whatever suits you. Let me give you some example. You might have already seen few of them. Well, this is something which I'm using animations here, and where I'm showing something about my life journey, where I started my life or something. You can use videos with animation. You don't need to have surgical videos every time, but you can have videos with animation which actually conveys the topic beautifully. And I'd like to thank my wife Jyoti for lending me her video. Videos give you enough time to explain the subject. However, you do not need to leave it for the last. You are making the video and you know what you want to teach them. You can also use animations, and you can use the videos which are already available. You can use morphing and something like using your YouTube videos or something to convey the message which you want to convey. So whatever you want to use your resources accordingly. Sometimes summary need not to be a slide. Well, summary of one such kind of thing, one of my presentation, role of angle kappa in premium IOL. Well, I just kept summary like this thing, that point number 1, we cannot decide properly. Point number 2, we can't measure it properly. The angle kappas are different in each eye in a person. It changes with pupil diameter, and it changes with the age also. Finally, not sure about its effect on vision. However, the newer IOLs do not have much issue with this thing. So why worry about this thing? So this is a simple thing. It was a summary of a slide, but summary of the slide presentation need not to be a slide. Summary can be just a flow chart or animation. Whatever you are doing, remember, the presentation is about you. You are the hero of presentation. Do not hide behind slides. Do not try to put everything on slide. They can't look at the slide and listen to you. I mean, I cannot read the slide and listen to somebody who's talking totally different. It absolutely doesn't work out. Practice enough before any presentation. You may be the boss, you may be the best speaker out there, but please remember, everybody deserves the equal amount of attention, and you do need to practice. Initially, practice about the slide, what you're going to talk on each slide, and then practice about the timing of each slide, how you're going to do. Not only that, time, or rather practice about the transition from one slide to another slide. When you go, what are you going to talk there? You can't talk in staccato. You talk about one slide, then wait, next slide, talk something else. It doesn't go like that. There should be something, there is a transition between two slides. If you have practiced enough, I'm sure you're going to nail the presentation. When it comes delivering time of the presentation, remember, the presentation starts much before you start your talk. It starts with when you reach there, your body language, how pleasant you are, how good vibe you create. You need to have good grooming. You should be a better looking person, if not best looking person out there. But make sure that you do give them a good vibe. Remember, stick to time. Everybody's time is extremely important. The body language is extremely important part of any presentation. Looking at people, eye contact, sweeping across the crowd, involving everybody about the crowd, using your hands, gesture, and everything is important. About all, whatever you are doing, keep smiling. I realize that many times when you are looking at your conference picture, you have odd gesture and expression when they've taken the picture. So sometimes when they're taking picture, I actually wait and smile. I said, okay, might as well have my own moment there. Voice modulation is equally important part of presentation. Well, everybody may not have Amitabh Bachchan's voice. If you have it, use it. If you do not have it, it's fine. You can use your voice modulation. You can use the voice in a way that impresses everybody, or rather it pleases everybody. We cannot remember a paragraph, but we do remember songs. Why? Because there's a melody there. And same thing is about presentation. Your voice can have a melody, and that actually pleases everybody, and that's what makes you become a possibly better speaker or sort out speaker, like we have few of them out here. Please remember, whatever you do, finally we all are weaving story. Whatever you're making, make a nice story, and whatever you're doing, just enjoy yourself. It's about you. It's not about anybody else. Thank you very much.
So shall I comment before Deepak asks? So here is Himanshu Matalia. I am Himanshu Matalia from Bangalore, Nara in Australia, and everybody's looking at it. So modulation to presentation to diction to the animations, everything was superb. In fact, let me own up. So every Himanshu Matalia's presentation I see, whether it's on ICL or it is on Kappa, click, 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 click.
That's so nice of you. I love you and made my day actually. Genuinely, I'm telling you.
No, I'm giving you a genuine statement.
I love you all so much. Yeah.
That was a melodious presentation, Himanshu.
Yeah. No, jokes apart, and it's not a joke at all. I think all presentations should have these key points. And the recording is there, Prashant. I think make a small clip of these presentations and just send it across. And these are very, very important pearls that he spoke about. We inadvertently, when we are in a presentation, we try to become serious, and what he said is those pictures. I also feel at times, was I looking like that, snarling at the audience? So it's like that. So that pleasantness or keeping to smile, that is at times a put on. You have to put it on, otherwise you will miss not doing it. So thanks a lot.
On the technical front, I would like to recollect what one of my mentors told me. If it has to be just a written slide, if you are inserting only the words, use always not less than font 24, and a slide should not contain more than 24 words. So that on the technical aspect, it gives a good concept of your presentation.